Thank you. So you mentioned environmental justice. Our next question, we're going to switch gears a little and talk about the role of the DA in the environment. So both of you have platforms that include shifting prosecutorial resources to focus on environmental crimes and pollution. How would you prioritize different communities that are most susceptible to environmental pollution, poor air quality, or toxic waste? For instance, situations like the recent Delta jet fuel dump, where jet fuel was dumped on a low-income neighborhood. How do you view the role of the DA in such situations where environmental racism and classism are at play? For instance, what steps can the DA take in such situations in terms of getting justice for the victims, holding companies accountable, and preventing such an event from happening again?
Yeah, I think the district attorney plays a major role in this. And one of the things that I've done before is go after environmental polluters in our community, and I will do the same here. Unfortunately, LA County is the epicenter of problems with industrial polluters, and mostly focusing in communities that are poor, communities that have less resources, and we have not seen a lot of activity from the current DA. We have many ways to go after environmental polluters. We can go through nuisance lawsuits, who are increasingly becoming more effective, going after the fossil fuels industry and going after other polluters. And I think you will see a development of this area increasingly so. If I were to be elected DA, actually, we are already putting together an environmental plan and how we're going to go after existing polluters. We have problems in Baldwin Hills with fossil fuel impact. We have problems in northern part of the county with fracking. We have problems in Vernon, where we have a battery plant that was polluting the water. Recently, we had the problem with Delta Airlines, and in a case where clearly the pilot was given an opportunity to dump fuel over the water, which is normally the practice. He initially indicated that he was not going to dump fuel, and then coming at around 2,700 feet above the ground and dumping fuel and dosing 20 kids. By the way, that's the community that I grew up, and I can tell you that actually I got calls from there and said, "What would you do?" And they said, "We'll go after Delta." Now, there's obviously sometimes you're going to have to look at what the jurisdictional issues are. Sometimes there's it's a conflict between federal law and state law, but there's no question that whether it's through nuisance or through consumer protection, the DAs have tools that we can use in order to go after people that are damaging our community not only today, but are damaging our community for many years to come. Climate change is real.